You're going to want to hear this. An X1.2 solar flare has been unleashed from the sun. Solar activity reached high levels as this impulsive X-class flare was unleashed from region 4114, located in the northwestern quadrant and Earth-facing. This region remains the most complex region, although it did lose its delta signature. We did have a 10-centimeter radio burst, sending us into those radio blackouts in these areas. This is what all of the sunspots on our sun look like. We have a region right over here, which is 4117. Now, it did send us a C-class flare, and we are going to see the effects of that come in on the 20th. But we're gonna look at this region right over here, which oddly enough is not even numbered. This is 4114. I don't know why it's not numbered, but anyway, it did drop its delta configuration. It's still growing in size, and it still has the same number of sunspots despite the X-class flare that it sent us. Now, as you see, our proton level did dissipate on this specific region because it lost that delta configuration, but we do still have a large flare probability of having another X-class flare or a large M-class flare from this region 4114, but it's not labeled. We do have a chance of slipping into a minor S1 solar radiation storm due to this region specifically, and that may be happening here on the 18th because we are going to have that interplanetary shock arrival from that M8.4 solar flare from this region. The majority of this plasma is not going to be Earth-directed, but we could see a glancing blow. But right now, our solar wind speeds are low and slow. We are just waiting for a crackback from this. Now, I showed you what our sunspots look like. This is our coronal holes and our filaments. These white squiggly lines, those are filaments. That means it's plasma that is above the sun's surface, called the corona. This large dark hole, that's a coronal hole, and that produces high solar wind speeds that create geomagnetic storms and disturbances on Earth. Actually, plasma is living consciousness and is part of your soul. We'll get into that another day. But there is going to be a slight chance of enhancements in our solar wind parameters due to our coronal hole influences and that M8.4 solar flare that is heading here today. Although it is showing some weak signatures, so I'm not really sure if we're going to have anything above a minor geomagnetic storm or active levels. So on the 18th, which is today, we're going to see ourselves get into maybe those active levels, perhaps go into a minor geomagnetic storm. On the 19th, we're going to have the same type of levels, maybe a weak signature sliding past. And then here on the 20th, right before our summer solstice, we're going to get back into those active levels from a C-class flare. That's right, a C-class flare that just bursted over 1,000 kilometers per second. So we may see that initial impact here on the 20th. We do have this coming up, and when we have these type of alignments, we do tend to have some larger solar activity with planetary actions. So there was no plasma ejected from that X-class flare, but of course we are always watching out, and we still have a little bit of time with this region on the sun, and it is Earth facing, so polar connections, meaning it's tethered to Earth. We're having a major shift as we head towards our summer solstice, and we're in the last quarter moon in Pisces before we shift into Aries energy, meaning bold energy is on its way. We're going to be dealing with closure, we're going to be dealing with releasing, and we also have Jupiter and Neptune that are square each other, and it's like a clean sweep. Anything that is being left behind is going to be a reality check. Best thing to do is just to let go. Do not fight it. Do not fight it. Your dreams are going to be vivid. You're going to have a lot of deep truths that are coming out. You just need to trust the process. There's a new chapter. The next chapter is going to be more exciting. It's going to be more aligned. It's going to be cleaned out. This is individually and collectively. And collectively, we're going through a lot. The whole world is witnessing this huge transformation. We are getting to a really big buildup, and we can see that in the infrastructure and the countries that are developing around us and the issues that they're all having. Remember, nuclear war is not on the table no matter how far they are going to push it. They're going to push it as far as they can, trying to make you believe in this, that, and the other. But just because they say it doesn't make it true. We have a different agenda that is going to be happening. Nuclear war is going to be completely kaput. If they touch their nuclear weapons, they will be shut down. And it's not going to be shut down by the government or the elites. It is going to be shut down by interdimensional beings. We cannot have that on this timeline. This is not that timeline. Stay calm. Stay aligned. Don't give in to the fear. They're going to push that agenda in the media so hard. They want to hook you, reel you in, and keep you there in the third dimension, which your consciousness doesn't belong there, so stay with us. I'm Sarah Starr, here with your cosmic updates, your soul readings, and your galactic transmissions. Follow for more. Love ya.